Hi friends, I hope you're well. I found myself being really drawn towards the woods now that the crystals started falling from the sky. So I made some hot chocolate, I packed my backpack, and I went outside. Keep in mind that this conversation will be all over the place, so please be gentle. Are we comfortable? Yes. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. I felt very pulled towards going out into the woods today and just talking. And I found the perfect spot. I was planning on going somewhere else, but then I saw footsteps. I was like, ooh, do I want to interact with people right now? No. I want to be able to express myself without looking over my shoulder, wondering if someone is listening, you know? So I made this. This hot chocolate is so creamy. It's so thick. It turns out different every time, and this one is pretty perfect. It just got a hint of soap. I find that when I clean my whatever this is, there's a scent that sticks to it, and no matter how many times you clean it, it lingers. It was really bad, but I washed it like really properly before making this hot chocolate. Still has a little bit of taste here, but it's nothing. Who the fuck cares? I have a little bit of a fear of a moose coming, but I'm not gonna focus on that. It's what we focus on, we attract, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my like thoughts when I go into the woods. Here, you know, where there's like a lot of moose, and I literally do live in the woods. But I kind of like worked with that fear and gone out, and I've never met one, so I don't really know why I'm like scared of that. They're usually afraid of us, so I think the topic that really wants to come out is ignoring society's timeline and following your own. I think a lot of teenagers and essentially young people feel like they're behind, and it's such a sad conditioning that have fallen upon us, which doesn't contribute to anything positive, honestly. And it's such a false conditioning. It's just a narrative that we have created because of social media, because of constantly comparing our lives to others and constantly seeing other people's lives. And we are essentially the test subjects of the technology of internet, right? We are still like only 20 years into this. It's still very early. And I'm sure that we will look back at this time and feel sorry for ourselves, or sorry for especially the kids, because their childhood is taken away from them, right? They don't understand. Even me saying this, I have an addiction to my phone. I spend too many hours on it daily. It feels so wrong, or it feels so off, because I feel in my soul that it's not right. For me, I'm very big on intuition. Intuition is my thing. I'm like pretty confident that it's associated around my purpose, and my intuition usually is very bright when I am out in nature, or when I don't spend that much time on my phone, or just when I'm present. I really can feel content within my soul. But the moment that I'm back into rushing and doing things and going from that thing to watching all these quick short form videos, constantly getting information and not being able to digest it fully, it all contributes to a sort of blockage, it feels like. If we really are here on this earth to transcend some parts of us, to move on in a way, essentially, I really think that for us who is waking up right now, a lot of people are waking up right now, it is incredible and it's very, very special. I don't even think we like comprehend the mass awakening that is happening. There must be a reason, right? Why is so many people suddenly becoming aware of having this human experience, or having the realization that you are not human? Or the awareness You're the consciousness, you're the soul within this body controlling everything, right? It is a pretty remarkable experience. And I think we're waking up to the illusion and the thing that is going on with our phones and technology and all of this stuff. And I think it's important that we regulate our use of it and not get too consumed in it. Like I said, we're kind of like the test subjects, right? We don't know the effects of this, but we know that it's pretty clear that it's affecting us in a bad way, and it's important that we actually wake up and realize that we can't continue spending hours on a phone. Those are hours we will never get back. And this time is so precious. Like, wow, we're really here on Earth having this experience. We are able to have all these different interactions, all of these beautiful experiences, and we are here scrolling on our phone for some quick dopamine because it feels a little good. When you really take the time to look at it like that, you realize how absurd it is. How absurd. How insane it is that we do that, right? I caught myself getting into this frustrating loop of running for that quick dopamine, wanting that little, like even food, right? For me, my phone and food have become like the big main, I don't want to say issue, but my addictions per se. And I think a lot of you can relate with that. It's probably two of the main factors. And I'm like waking up to the fact, there's this feeling coming forth within me that is like, you know what? I don't want to be a slave to this anymore. I don't want to be a slave to this. I'm here. And I'm gonna fall. Oh my god. God. I used to hate that so much when I was a kid and there was like people spilling hot chocolate when we were on trips. Like, ew! There's this part of me that is waking up, that is wanting to create, that is wanting to have the discipline to show up for myself, even when my body wants the sweetness or when my body wants to scroll, but actually confront that feeling and actually show up every day, devoting myself to the life that is wanting to come out, right? Not constantly blocking it by falling into this distraction and these temptations. We really have to... No? Just me looking for a moose. We really have to start a conversation with ourselves and ask ourselves, like, what am I avoiding? What do I actually want to get out of this life? What do I need to do in order to get there? And get clear on those things. Just make it simple, make it practical for yourself, because we have such short attention spans that we can't start making things more complicated than it already is, right? And that I found for myself, like, okay, I need to actually get really practical about the steps that I need to take. And that just alleviated a lot of pressure for me. Like, okay, you know what? I actually believe in myself that I can do this. I'm gonna find out like what hobbies I wanna pursue, what new belief system I want to embrace, what person I want to embody, and what struggles and fears that I actually want to confront and heal within myself. There's a big aspect here, but it essentially comes back to our values. And I was looking at this yesterday and it just made so much sense. Like, when you get clear on your values and you actually start to embody them, you will start to live a life or create a life for yourself that is so fulfilling for you. You will start to irradiate that energy and people will notice, because we hear this all the time, like, you create your reality. Like, yes, everybody fucking gets it now, but we have to get like the information how to do that. And it doesn't matter what anyone says, because if you don't feel or if you don't really understand the message that they're trying to give to you, if you just like listen to it and then scroll and don't really digest the information, you're not really getting the full value out of it, right? So what I find within me was in this spiral. You get the idea, I hope. That opening up a conversation with yourself, because there's this very, very genius, intelligent being, inner inner being within you that it has so much guidance that you can always attune to. So combining all of this, looking at your values, asking yourself these questions, and actually deciding how you want to act and what you need to stop doing, and not falling prey to this timeline that society has created for us, because you can choose how you want to live your life. You don't have to go to school and educate yourself and become a doctor if that's what your parents wanted. Actually, you create your own life. That was just a random example, but I feel like for a lot of people that can be a common thing, right? Feeling or like your parents are pushing you to go in a specific pattern or way. It's not their fault. They're conditioned to view that as success. But I think it's important to ask yourself, what actually is success to me? What life do I want to live? What do I want to learn in this lifetime? What person do I want to be? And what do I need to do to get there? That's it. And when you get clear on that, you just start taking action. Start taking small steps and embody those values, embody those things, and life will just start to flow. You're entering flow mode, and life just becomes peaceful because you know that life is being created through you. You can just trust this journey, create from a place of knowing that you choose. Nobody else, not society, not your parents, whoever. You don't need to create what everybody else is creating. You can choose what you want to create. If you want to live in a cottage in Scotland on the countryside, you can do that. If you want to spend your life traveling, you can do that. If you want to educate yourself and go to school your whole life, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. So actually asking yourself, is this actually something I want before you're making a decision? Or does this feel right to me? So hopefully this video brought you some clarity, made you see that you can actually follow your own excitement. You don't have to follow the blueprint that everybody else follows. Maybe you're feeling so confused because you feel pressured to live a life that doesn't feel aligned to you. I think that was my thing, that I was so confused because the life I saw everybody else live didn't feel in alignment with me. So instead of following their blueprint, I'm creating my own, and I'm following my intuition, letting it guide me. And that takes courage, going against the rest of the sheeps. Essentially being a black sheep and honoring it, okay? Yeah. I hope this video brought you some clarity. I hope that you find some value in it. I would love to hear your thoughts, maybe share your personal experience with this whole topic. I hope it wasn't confusing or too broad. I kind of went all over the place, but that's what happens when you let it rip, right? Yeah. I will see you in my next video. Bye.